aka Patters. This is the big one. This might be the biggest movie we talk about all year. If we just look at social media traffic, reactions, this is like a modern studio's dream. The effects of Wonder Woman 1984. I'm going to get into it because I've seen this movie. Confession time. I've seen this movie just about 4 times. I've rewatched the ending at least 6 because you guessed it. Some of these people are wrong. We're talking Wonder Woman 1984. Let's get through that intro. Welcome back, everyone. Hey, before we get into the movie, I gotta do my job. I gotta sell you something. I gotta sell you Trial by Fire. It's available right now on Indiegogo. $35 will get you a 69-page comic, but in actuality, it's actually 72 pages. I'm just trying to be funny with the 69. I don't care. I'm amused by it. And you get an ash can that is the original intent of the comic. Now, this comic book took me 24 years to finish. And it started in high school, and that's what the ash cane is. So you get the original high school presentation, and then you get the adult Peter's version of this story. And also on Etsy is Uzi Susie for $24. You're going to get a mini comic book, 2 trading cards, 2 stickers, and 1 mini poster. No one is even close to offering that much value, that much of a deal. Not to mention one amazing character, one amazing origin story with Uzi Susie. Number 1, both second volumes, Trial by Fire and Uzi Susie, are in production right now. I'm drawing them as we speak. Not really. I'm going to be drawing them right after we speak. Okay, everyone, let's get to it. We got to get to Wonder Woman. It wouldn't be 2021 if we didn't have a movie that divided everyone. Everyone hated. Everyone was a quote-unquote disappointed by. And quickly cast away. And we have some of our top influencers, our top minds, dare I say, missing the boat, not able to justify or explain the already greenlit Wonder Woman 3. Now, here's the crazy thing, okay? This is what I'm most into. Two things happened with these franchises that blew my mind. One of them, I'm going to go to Michael Bay and Transformers, to where Bumblebee has become the absolute focus of the Transformer lore, meaning anything new that you do moving forward will involve Bumblebee. Now, growing up, it was always Optimus Prime, but now it's Bumblebee. Thank you, Michael Bay. Again, giving us something we didn't ask for, but once we saw it, we liked it. Wonder Woman has taken over the DC Extended Universe, DCEU, right? The DCEU. This started in BVS, Batman vs. Superman, where Wonder Woman felt wedged into that movie. I'll still say it. Now, this doesn't mean my other ideas around that movie aren't true. They're 1,000% true. Nothing has changed on how I feel about the movie, but Wonder Woman kind of wedged in there. And the amazing thing is, everyone, fake outrage, fake disappointment, to the point that when people liked Wonder Woman, everything became Wonder Woman about the DC Extended Universe. No more Ben Affleck, no more Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill, his Superman effectively should have been in Shazam. Should have been in that movie to tighten things up a little when it comes to the connective tissue of all these movies. But we have Wonder Woman, relatively in 4 movies now, going into 5. And it's amazing that she has taken over the face of DC Comics. Very similar, I'll say this too, Iron Man with the Marvel Universe. It was never Iron Man. until we saw the movie. And then everyone was like, this is all we need, this is all we want. I mean, just the idea that Wonder Woman could conquer, pun intended there, I guess, maybe, Batman and Superman, like the big two, and she's become the real focus of this. Now, we have this COVID year that blew up the hype, the campaign. I mean, around here in Philly, there's just been like nothing but a very sad rollout when it comes to Wonder Woman products. You've been seeing them for months and no movie. And then, like, we have the rise of streaming. Eventually, these studios are in a zero-sum game. They're in a loss, and they have to recoup. Now, by the time Disney released Mulan, Disney Plus has had they had their subscriber jump from The Mandalorian. They reached their 100 million nut. Mulan was this experiment on the ways that they can release, tentpole top tier movies. Period. A lot of people would say, and I guess I agree based on what I know. Okay, Mulan was a failure. So Wonder Woman 3 gets greenlit. And people are like, why? How? It's horrible. It's losing money. It's going to lose $100 million. I don't even know how true that is, but it's out there. People are saying it. If I'm saying people are saying it, it to be true. And, this HBO Max got, I think, 17, 18 million subscribers from the Wonder Woman 84 push. That is enough to greenlit a sequel. There's money there to pull out and put into a sequel. I mean, it's barely a month's of money. You take your nut from one calendar year, and boom, like we have the budget for a Wonder Woman movie. So we're dealing with all these things too. I think we're going to be dealing with a de-escalation when it comes to streaming movies and streaming services. Like, it sounds funny, but I think we're going to go into an era where we see more of the 80s in modern movies, meaning big ideas, big hooks for these movies, but lower execution, meaning like they're not going to be so big, grandiose. They're going to be smaller movies, smaller storylines, and like the action and things like that will just be less. Because we pay for the action. The action is the most expensive part of these movies. So this movie comes out and everyone tears it apart. It's fascinating. It really is. I watched this movie as many times as I did because I just didn't feel it was justified seeing it one time. I didn't feel like I understood it. So I just kept watching it. And the funny thing is, though, like, everyone around me doesn't like the movie. This is fine. Like, I'm not right. They're not, like, I'm not trying to draw these battle lines. Probably here to explain some of it. Because there was a level of expectation when it comes to Wonder Woman. And here's the funny thing. No one knew what they wanted out of a sequel. They just didn't. Patty Jenkins and Jeff Johns, who's, these are our story screenwriters, they had this idea. Now, here's the crazy thing. It's the same idea that Joe Schumacher had in Batman and Robin, the great Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Yeah, the movie collectively with the best Schwarzenegger one-liners ever. And B&R, as I call it, is a extension of the 60s live action series. At one time, like highest rated show, like, or one of the highest rated. That's right. The Warhol era, pop era, and I'm simplifying it. Extension of that was a modern day retelling a modern day push for children for merchandise in Batman and Robin. It's meant to be fun. It's really hard to watch that movie and not have fun. It really is. So in my eyes, it's a great movie. So what are we doing with Wonder Woman 1984 creators? Well, we're not done with the television show, the Linda Carter TV show. This is why she's in the end credits. This is why she says she's been here for a long time. The impact of that show, it's still there. I mean, I was in a couple years ago, I was in Vegas and, drunk out of my mind, but there were Wonder Woman arcades everywhere, all Linda Carter, insane graphics. Like, because they have these like intros for these, not arcades, slot machines. Like they have these intros and they're all full graphics and they're almost like tiny movie trailers in these slot machines all over Vegas. So Wonder Woman 1984 is a extension of what that thread is, that idea. Now, these are the things we get with it. We get almost like a Love Boat plot. We have an explanation of the world in a very TV way. I would say we have a structure very similar to 2 to 3 episodes. Like every 10 minutes, we're almost like in a different full act. So, is this a sequel to Wonder Woman? The blockbuster hit that we all fell in love with? No. Yeah, and keep in mind too, I got some issues with Wonder Woman. Is this a direct sequel to the TV show? No. Is this connected to all the other DC movies? No. So, what are we upset about here? What are we upset when we are presented with a use of the character that is unknown and unexpected by all of us? We get a Wonder Woman 1984, and there's all these little plot points people just want to latch on to. None of these plot points matter. They really don't, because Wonder Woman has this like emotional core with Chris Pine, with Captain James Tiberius Kirk. She loses him again, and she needs to give it up. Okay, I don't care about the swap thing. This is a plot point that diminishes a true emotional element in this movie. People go on and on about the cheetah girl, the tigress or whatever, and it's just again, not like missing the point. Her empowerment is being more womanly. Like, and people say, oh, well, what about feminism and all these other things? I don't know, but I think that message is good. That message is there. Okay. I think it's ballsy. And for some reason, people want to diminish that. So her becoming more of a woman, more powerful, resistant to the male gaze. She can protect herself. She can walk in high heels. I don't know. I think those are all fantastic things. Okay. Boom. We have a better villain. Okay. We have a villain that strictly wants more. I love these types of villains, by the way. And it's weird. Like it's weird that, we forget how weak the villain was in the first Wonder Woman movie, where like really the movie comes off the wheels come off the wagon in the third act for Wonder Woman. 1984, she's actually helpless. She's powerless, and the only thing she can do with Max Lord here, okay, as he's becoming all powerful, is plead with him and reason with him. Okay, and it's a really cool scene. It really is. It's a great scene. So there's like an emotional impact there that she's a hero. She doesn't just have to punch things, and it's also, again, like very TV showy. So these are all the things that I'm like, hearing, watching about, and I'm rewatching this movie, and so much of it I just don't care about because this movie's 2.5 hours long. It does march forward. It's aggressive. It's beautifully shot. Okay, it's one of the best shot movies. Okay, there's all of these things in this movie that are masterful, like top down. The concept and the intent is there, and it's hard for me to really rip this movie. The only way to rip this movie is to make the argument you were expecting something different. It is their jobs. It is Patty Jenkins' job to deliver what we're not expecting. Okay, like moving forward, and these nitpicks is a part of the larger conversation that just erodes the lexicon, the zeitgeist. It really dumbs everything down, and I won't have it. We're here on AKAPAD's Audio Audacity podcast. We're 351 episodes deep in this mother effer, and we're doing long form conversation because originally after this, and I'm getting to the point. I'm getting to the point to why we're different here than everyone else talking about movies. I can say everyone because there's no thought put into it anymore. I'm sorry. There's zero thought. And it upsets me. It fires me up. And, again, we don't have to love Wonder Woman 1984. But, like maybe we can look at it, with some intent. And we can kind of be like, well, we're still watching a movie. Like it's not all going to be explained. I'm watching this type of movie for a particular reason. So I was going to go into this Netflix run that I've been recording them. I'm ahead. I'm so into watching everything on Netflix. It's just obsession. 6 Underground is going to be our first one, by the way. But, HBO Max, the power of these streaming services, I got into everything that they had of Wonder Woman. There's an animated movie called Wonder Woman 2009. Watched it. Flipped out about it. Holy crap. Wonder Woman Bloodlines, another animated movie, I believe directed by Kevin Lau. 2019, watched that. Holy crap. Like, really digging it, and that's connected to our DC epic run that we did a couple, probably 50 or 60 episodes ago of this crazy epic run, this saga that was the DC animated story. So, and then I get into the TV show, and that's where, like, the movie clicked, when I started watching the TV show. Same with Batman and Robin. So, we're talking Wonder Woman. The next run of episodes will be all Wonder Woman. Then we'll get into Netflix. But see, other shows, other creators or content, whatever guys and gals, they don't do this. Like they do their Wonder Woman 1984, and then they're moving on, and they're forgetting the muscle that's in this like arm. Okay, meaning that there's all these little tiny muscles to move a bicep. There's all these different things that happen to move your arm within your body. These people just cut off the arm. I talked about Wonder Woman 1984, and they're moving on to the next thing, which is usually a top-down list of what's trending. They will make a video, they will do a podcast, they will do their thing on that. Here, I want to understand Wonder Woman in the context of where she exists, because it took her a long time to come back from that TV show, and it took her a long time to get that TV show. And knowing that she's taken over Warner Brothers' giant reach, like they don't have Harry Potter. They need DC Comics, and she's the face of this company, like, becoming profitable again, like becoming a center of their endeavors, like, and it's very cool seeing it. It's very important. Marvel's not even close to that. They're trying with Captain Marvel. They really are. They want Captain Marvel to be on the Wonder Woman level, and there's this whole like thread that interpretations only can be a certain way, can only bounce a certain way, can only move forward. Like, it's very funny to me because I just watched Dark Knight Rises, and holy crap, I will say one of the most disappointing movies I saw when I first saw it. I'm watching it again, and the social commentary in that is blowing my mind. And like, for some reason I couldn't see how solid of a movie it is. Now, there's all these little plot things that people want to go on and on about. I don't know. When I'm watching the movie, it's all explained. It's all there. Am I going to take leaps? Yeah, but I take leaps with every movie I watch. But the experience is solid and the intent is there. So, like, again, long form conversation. Wonder Woman is a part of this like mosaic of different ideas, different interpretations, different directions, different ideas injected into these characters. This is also the major thread that is in DC Comics. Their multiverse. They are, it works perfectly. Like, technically Wonder Woman 1984 can have nothing to do with the previous movie. That's kind of cool. I'm sorry. Is it confusing? Does it have a little bit of the Marvel effect where, I do criticize all the Marvel movies eventually for not being able to stand on their own. I mean, even Thor, God and Thunder, and Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. I mean, it's tough just to explain those movies to people that don't know about them. It's really tough. But I like this one-off niche idea. Wonder Woman 1984 technically can be its own thread. It's its own thing, and it's a nod to that TV show, which I do like. So there it is, everyone. Everyone that's flipping out about 1984, I get it. But watch some of that TV show, and then watch Wonder Woman 1984 and report back. But everyone, I'd love you. Next episode, 352, we're discussing Wonder Woman animated movie 2009. That really shook me. Then we're doing Wonder Woman Bloodlines. And then we're going to talk the Wonder Woman television show. So get ready. Wonder Woman Run. Skip to the Netflix stuff if you're tired of Diana Troy. But don't, because everything I say is amazing. I love you. Goodbye. And do me a favor. Go out there and create something. Get out of your comfort zone. I command it.